Why do most New Year's resolutions fail by February? Why did gym memberships go unused? Why do we start things with excitement and quit within days? The answer isn't lack of willpower or motivation. It's because we start too big, too fast, and burn out before the habit takes root. Today, we're revealing a simple but powerful principle called the 2-minute rule, a technique so effective it can help you build any habit, no matter how difficult it seems. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start small, stay consistent, and turn tiny actions into life-changing routines. The 2-minute rule is simple. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Sounds too easy, right? That's the point. Most people try to transform their lives overnight. They decide to read for an hour every day, exercise for 90 minutes, or write 1,000 words daily. Within a week, life gets busy, motivation fades, and the habit dies. The 2-minute rule flips this approach. Instead of aiming for the ideal behavior, you aim for the smallest possible version. Want to become a runner? Your habit isn't run 5 miles, it's put on your running shoes. Want to read more? Your habit isn't read 30 pages, it's read 1 page. Want to start meditating? Your habit isn't meditate for 20 minutes, it's sit down and take 1 breath. This isn't about being mediocre, it's about mastering the art of showing up. Here's the psychology behind why the 2-minute rule is so powerful. Big goals feel overwhelming. When you think about running 5 miles, your brain immediately calculates the effort, time, and discomfort. Resistance builds before you even start. Small actions feel easy. Putting on your running shoes? That's nothing. Your brain doesn't resist because there's no perceived threat. But here's the magic. Once you put on your shoes, you're far more likely to actually run. Once you read 1 page, you often read 5 more. Once you sit down to meditate, you naturally extend the session. The hardest part of any habit isn't doing it, it's starting it. The 2-minute rule removes the friction of starting. And once you start, momentum takes over. Think of it like pushing a car. Getting it moving requires enormous effort, but once it's rolling, keeping it going is easy. Your habits work the same way. The 2-minute rule works because it focuses on gateway behaviors, the actions that naturally lead to bigger actions. You're not trying to become perfect immediately. You're trying to become the type of person who shows up consistently. Let's break this down. If you want to be a writer, the gateway behavior isn't writing a novel. It's opening your laptop and typing 1 sentence. If you want to get fit, the gateway behavior isn't completing a full workout, it's doing 1 push-up. If you want to learn a language, the gateway behavior isn't studying for an hour, it's practicing 1 word. The 2-minute action is the entry point. Once you cross that threshold, the rest becomes easier. Over time, these tiny gateway behaviors compound into significant transformations. Remember, habits aren't about what you achieve in 1 day. They're about what you repeat consistently over months and years. Here's a deeper truth. The 2-minute rule isn't really about the action itself. It's about identity. Every time you perform a habit, you cast a vote for the type of person you want to become. Put on your running shoes, you're voting for I am a runner. Read 1 page, you're voting for I am a reader. Write 1 sentence, you're voting for I am a writer. Most people focus on outcomes. Lose 20 pounds, write a book, earn more money. But outcomes are results. Identity is the cause. When you focus on becoming the type of person who shows up even for 2 minutes, the outcomes follow naturally. You don't need to see immediate results. You need to trust the process of identity change. The 2-minute rule makes this process sustainable because it prioritizes consistency over intensity. And consistency, repeated over time, is what builds unshakable identity. Let's get practical. Here's how to use the 2-minute rule for any habit you want to build. Step 1. Identify the habit you want to create. Example, I want to exercise regularly. Step 2. Break it down to the smallest possible action that takes 2 minutes or less.
Example, put on workout clothes. Step 3. Commit to only doing that small action every day. Don't worry about the full workout yet. Just put on the clothes. That's it. After 2 weeks of putting on workout clothes daily, you'll naturally start doing a few exercises, then a full routine, then longer sessions. But you started with 2 minutes, and that made all the difference. This works for any habit: journaling, cooking, learning, building a business, practicing an instrument. The key is making the entry point so easy that you can't say no. You might be thinking, 2 minutes, that's nothing. How will that change my life? Here's the truth. The 2-minute rule isn't about what you accomplish in 2 minutes. It's about showing up. Showing up is the hard part. Doing more is easy once you've started. Think about the last time you skipped a habit. You didn't skip it because the habit was too hard. You skipped it because starting felt like too much effort. The 2-minute rule eliminates that resistance. And here's what most people miss. On days when you only do 2 minutes, you still win because you reinforced your identity. You stayed consistent. You didn't break the chain. Over a year, showing up for 2 minutes every day is infinitely more powerful than doing an intense session once a week. Consistency beats intensity. Always. James Clear, who popularized this rule, says it perfectly. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You can't optimize what doesn't exist. First, make it automatic, then make it better. The 2-minute rule works even better when combined with environment design. Your environment should make starting your habit as easy as possible. Want to read more? Place a book on your pillow so you see it before bed. Want to exercise? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Want to eat healthier? Pre-cut vegetables and put them at eye level in the fridge. Your willpower is limited. Your environment is always working. Design your space so that good habits are obvious and bad habits are invisible. When your environment supports your 2-minute action, consistency becomes effortless.
One of the most motivating aspects of the 2-minute rule is tracking your progress. Get a calendar or journal. Every day you complete your 2-minute habit, mark an X. This creates a visual chain of success. After a week, you have 7 X's. After a month, you have 30. After a year, you have 365. Your only job is, don't break the chain. This works because humans are motivated by visual progress. Seeing your streak grow creates psychological momentum. You'll find yourself protecting your streak. On days when you're tired or busy, you'll still do the 2 minutes, not because the habit itself matters that much, but because you don't want to break the chain. And that's exactly the point. You're training your brain to prioritize consistency over convenience. Tracking also provides accountability. You can't lie to yourself when the calendar clearly shows whether you showed up or not. Over time, the chain becomes a source of pride, and that pride fuels even more consistency. Once your 2-minute habit feels automatic, you can gradually scale it up. But here's the key: scale slowly. If you've been reading 1 page for 3 weeks, try 2 pages. After another few weeks, try 5 pages, then 10. Don't jump from 1 page to an hour of reading. That's how you reintroduce resistance and risk breaking the habit. The same applies to exercise, writing, meditation, or any other habit. The 2-minute rule isn't a permanent ceiling, it's a foundation. Once the foundation is solid, you can build upward, but if you build too fast, the structure collapses. Think of it like strength training. You don't start by lifting the heaviest weight. You start light, practice the form, and gradually increase over months. Your habits deserve the same patient, progressive approach. And remember, even on your busiest days, you can always fall back to the 2-minute version. This flexibility keeps the habit alive during life's chaos. Here's the most powerful truth about the 2-minute rule. Small habits compound over time into extraordinary results. Reading 1 page a day sounds insignificant, but over a year, that's 365 pages, roughly 2 full books. Doing 1 push-up a day sounds trivial, but it trains your brain to see yourself as someone who exercises. Within months, you're doing full workouts.
Writing one sentence a day seems insignificant, but over a year, that's 365 sentences, enough for multiple essays or the foundation of a book. The compound effect isn't about what you do today, it's about what your daily actions become over months and years. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. The 2-minute rule keeps you in the game long enough for compounding to work its magic. Consistency isn't glamorous. It doesn't feel dramatic, but it's the only thing that creates lasting change. Even though the 2-minute rule is simple, people still make mistakes. Here are the most common ones. Mistake number 1, starting too many habits at once. Focus on one habit at a time, master it, make it automatic, then add another. Mistake number 2, skipping the 2-minute version because it feels too easy. Remember, the goal is consistency, not intensity. Don't skip the foundation. Mistake number 3, giving up after missing one day. Life happens. You'll miss days. Don't let one missed day become 2. Get back on track immediately. Mistake number 4, scaling up too fast. Patience wins. Build slowly. Protect the consistency. Mistake number 5, not tracking progress. What gets measured gets managed. Track your habits visually. Avoid these mistakes and the 2-minute rule will transform your life. Let's look at how real people use the 2-minute rule to build life-changing habits. Example 1. Sarah wanted to journal. Instead of committing to writing 3 pages, she committed to writing 1 sentence every morning. Within 2 months, she was filling pages naturally. Example 2. David wanted to learn guitar. Instead of practicing for an hour, he committed to picking up the guitar and playing 1 chord. Within 6 months, he was playing full songs. Example 3. Maria wanted to meditate. Instead of 20-minute sessions, she committed to sitting down and taking 3 deep breaths. Within weeks, she was meditating for 10 to 15 minutes daily. The pattern is clear. Start small, stay consistent, and let momentum carry you forward. These people didn't have more willpower than you. They just understood that showing up matters more than performing perfectly. You can do the same. Pick one habit, make it tiny, start today. The 2-minute rule isn't a life hack, it's a mindset shift. It teaches you that transformation doesn't come from dramatic actions. It comes from small, repeated behaviors that accumulate over time. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to show up, even for 2 minutes, and trust the process. Starting is the hardest part. The 2-minute rule makes starting so easy you have no excuse. And once you start, momentum takes over. 1 page becomes 5. 1 push-up becomes 10. 1 sentence becomes a paragraph. But it all begins with 2 minutes. So pick one habit, break it down to the smallest possible action, and commit to doing it every day for the next 30 days. Don't judge the results after a week. Judge them after 6 months, because that's when you'll look back and realize those 2 minutes changed everything.